Hey, welcome to Outsmart Your Guitar. Glad you could join us. Today in Soloing Concepts, we're going to work and focus on legato technique, improving your legato technique. So, if you've never played legato technique, you're in the right place. If you've been playing it but it's still kind of wobbly, you're in the right place. All right? And if you're really good at legato technique, you're still in the right place because we can always do with working on any technique we already know, right? So let's just get to it. And be sure to like and subscribe to Outsmart Your Guitar along the way. Let's go. Those of you who are familiar with my approach to teaching some things, you know I have you learn rhythm parts because your rhythm playing is close to 90% of your overall guitar playing time. So keeping your rhythm skills up is really important. I really encourage, if you don't have a looper, to get one. You can find them relatively inexpensively on eBay, and they are an invaluable practice tool. I want to tell you, it really does help. So what do we got here? We got an E, a D, and an A. Now we're playing the E up here at the 7th fret, and then D at 5, as well as the A. And those are the three chords. Now, the rhythm is very straightforward. It's all steady state. Your hand is in constant motion. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. Okay, and that's it. Now, the tempo at full speed is around 80 beats a minute. Now, if you're not able to play this at 80 beats a minute, that's quite all right. Record it at a tempo where you can play it smooth and flowing. So that's your job now. Pause the video, work this out, put it to a metronome, no more than 80 beats a minute, and get it smoothed out. Then record it into your looper and create a really nice, seamless loop. All right, and once you've done that, go ahead and restart the video and we'll move forward. All right, what exactly is legato technique? The textbook definition is smooth and flowing without a pause between notes. Okay, now we hear this a lot in Southern rock, and the Allman Brothers are a great example of a band that employs this legato thing. You may actually even use the legato technique without actually knowing it. Now you're giving it a name. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little exercise, and you see right there we have the major scale, if you don't know what that is, and it's in the key of C. So we're up here at the 8th fret. And we're going to use hammer-ons and pull-offs, because hammer-ons and pull-offs are very often employed to help create the legato smooth and flowing effect. All right, so we're going to be using all 4 fingers here. And the object is you play the first note on a given string and then hammer on to the next 1 or 2 notes. And then when you're coming back down, so when you're going up, it's mostly hammer-ons. When you're coming back down, it's pull-offs. All right, so let me demonstrate nice and slow. You start here and hammer, and then go to the next string and play and hammer and hammer. And then play, hammer, hammer. Play, hammer, hammer. Play, hammer. Now here we're doing a turnaround, so we're just going to play and hammer and pull. And then we're going to play and pull. Play and pull twice. Play and pull twice. Play and pull twice. Play and pull once. Like that. Right? There you go. So the goal here for you is to pause, play through this for a few minutes. Again, if you've never done the legato thing, this is a great time to start learning it. If you need to work on your hammer-ons and pull-offs, this exercise is a really good exercise for you to work out, because now you're doing everything very deliberate, not as just a matter of course and convenience. So 5 minutes or so, and get it smooth and flowing the best you're able. Then when you're ready to continue, press play and we'll keep going. Okay, here is the first lick. Now, we're in the 5th position of the pentatonic major scale. If you don't know what that means, it's really pretty simple. The pentatonic minor scale shape, the 1st position of the pentatonic minor, you know that, just started at 9. And just remember, you're in the key of E. Okay? And that is the 5th position of the pentatonic major scale. So, what are you doing here? All right, you're going to be using your 4th, 1st, and 3rd finger and your 2nd finger a couple of times. All right? So we start with the 4th finger at 12 and we pull off to 9 on the 2nd string. You go to 11 on 3 with your 3rd finger, and then to 9 on the 2nd string, and then back to 11 on 3, pull off to 9. 11 on 4, back to 9 on 3, 11 on 4, pull off to 9, 11 on 5, 9 on 4, your 2nd finger on 10 on the 5th string, hammer to 11 with your 3rd, 9 on the 4th string, hammer with your 3rd to 11, 9 on the 3rd string, you're going to hammer and pull to 11 back to 9. 11 on 4, 9 on 3, 11 on 4 again, 9 on 4, hammer to 11, 2nd finger on 10 on the 5th string, hammer 3rd finger on 11, 9 on 4, hammer to 11, 9 on 3, hammer to 11 and pull back to 9, 11 on 4, play 9 on 3. All right, here's what it sounds like at full tempo. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. Again, when you learn this lick, find the tempo where you can play it smooth and flowing. That's what matters most, quality of execution. Play along with the metronome at that tempo, and then pause and re-record the rhythm at that tempo so that you can play along with it. Because you can play it at that tempo, whatever it is. Make your rhythm at that tempo so you can play it fluidly over the rhythm. All right? Take your time here, 10, 15 minutes if you need it. Then, once you've got it in hand, press play and we'll keep going. Just want to drop in here for a second and say, if you look down in the description, you'll see a link to patreon.com/outsmartyouguitar. Go on over there and subscribe and become a patron. In so doing, you'll unlock access to a whole lot of lessons that are not featured here, expanded versions of some of the lessons that are featured here, and you'll get all the written material for every lesson. Sound good? Excellent. All right, let's get back to it. All right, let's dive into this next lick. We're at the first position and second position of the scale, the pentatonic major scale. Now, we're going to lay our finger across the first and second string at the 12th fret, and you're going to play 12 on the second string and hammer on the 14. And then you're going to play 12 on the first string, and then you're going to repeat that whole thing again. Don't let her worry if things ring out a little bit. And then the third time, you'll hit 12 on the first string, hammer 14, pull back to 12, and then go back to the second string at 14, back to 12 on the first string, hammer on, and then slide up without picking the string to 16. And then play 14. Now we'll go to the second string at 17 and the 14th fret. And then we'll go to the third string at 16. Notice I'm using my fourth finger, 13th fret. Then the third finger on 16 on the fourth string, 14 on the fourth string, 16 on the fifth string, 14 on the fifth string, back up to 16, 14 on the fourth string, 16, back to 14. Now again, if you need to rewind and walk through the explanation, go ahead and do that. And understand those last two notes, you have an eighth note and then a quarter note. So it's going to go, let's see, going to be kind of a lump bum. Now, the thing about this lick is we have a bunch of hammer-ons and pull-offs at the beginning, then a slide, and from this point forward, we're playing every single note. So legato isn't always just hammer-ons and pull-offs, okay? And this is a demonstration of both techniques in operation. Here's what they'll sound like at 80 beats a minute. 3, 4. Okay, one more time. 3, 4. I think I missed a note, but that's the essence. Okay, so pause the video, practice this. Again, if you need to rewind and watch the walkthrough, go ahead and do that. Then sit down and work this out at a tempo where you can play it smooth and flowing. And if you need to redo the rhythm track again, go ahead and do that. Don't be afraid to do this stuff to get you where you can play these licks, even if they're all at different tempos. The goal would be to play them all at the same tempo, of course, right? Okay, so go ahead and do that. Take 10, 15 minutes if that's what it requires. Get this down and really learn this and get it smooth and flowing. Then when you're ready to continue, press play. All right, you have some licks to work on now, and you can really begin to hone your legato skills if you're new to this. If you've been doing a little while, you get to further reinforce the quality of execution of your legato technique. And if you've been at this a while, as I said before, it's always good to review and practice these things just to make sure you've got all your technique down and working the way you want it to work. All right, we've got another lesson in legato for you. When you're ready for that, it should be available. If not, it will be very soon. And we'll see you there.